Hello, this is Nat, and today we're talking about broken games. Delivering games that work seems like such a fundamental part of making video games that it should not need to be said at all. Oh, but it does. 2014 will be remembered as the year we wanted to read reviews, not to find out if the game was good, but to find out if the game worked. That the most pressing concern was whether the game was even functional at all is indicative of the sad state of affairs in the last year. To have one or two titles with features that don't work in a year is unfortunate, but in 2014 we had more and more titles released with increasingly ridiculous game-breaking bugs. In Halo, the Master Chief Collection, all of the Halo games were collected together in what should have been an Xbox One system seller, but it launched with multiplayer that just wasn't, with unbalanced matchmaking, reset ranking, lag, more lag, and eventual crashing for anyone lucky enough to make it that far. Instead of playing as Master Chief, blasting noobs left and right, you played as Master Chef, and spent your time wondering how long it takes an Xbox One to cook. There was Sonic Boom, yet another reboot of the Sonic franchise. Sonic has been rebooted so many times, the only things that Sega seem able to remember about the character is that he is blue, and something about speed. Sonic Boom was a title crawling with enough bugs to keep the Starship Troopers franchise relevant, which is about the most positive thing we can say about the shambles. And this is without mentioning Ubisoft. Ubisoft, who threw Watch Dogs into the world replete with downgraded graphics, a downgrade which could be undone on PC by amending the game files, returning the game's appearance to that Ubisoft had shown the world at E3, like the way they advertised it to us. Ubisoft, who gave us The Crew, the plot of which might seem to be the bug I'm talking about, but it's not. I'm just referring to the crashing. The always online, so long as our servers can handle it, gameplay crashing feature The Crew had at launch. Naturally, with such a competently realised game, Ubisoft saw fit to litter The Crew with microtransactions. But at least The Crew worked, to some degree, most of the time. That partial functionality is to The Crew's credit says a lot about another big Ubisoft game of 2014. Assassin's Creed Unity, a game so broken it seems like an experimental art form exploring the limits of human patience. In search of platform parity, Ubisoft ensured the game was equally broken across all platforms. And it's not just the big AAA developers with big budget titles who are determined to shunt non-functional ideas where games should be in our general direction either. Air Control. Air Control happened, and Air Control was sold on Steam, for money, real money, for a while at least, and I still can't figure out why that was. It was a tangled mess of shapes vaguely gesturing at a game. It was an anti-game, an un-game. 2015 has at least started a little bit better, with the PC release of Grand Theft Auto 5 being pushed back to late March. A game delayed is a game that can always be fixed and refined. A game released in some half-baked state is an insult. And no amount of patching undoes the disgrace of attempting to sell it in a broken state to begin with. Gamer entitlement is a phrase thrown around to indicate that said gamers are a demanding lot who expect things to be their way or else. It is a phrase that really came to the fore during the debacle of another disappointing AAA release, Mass Effect 3. And although I'm not a fan of Mass Effect 3, as I felt it had by that stage become Gears of War in space, with empty dialogue options in between cover-based shooter set pieces, I never felt the need to retake Mass Effect. Since then, the phrase is used in a disparaging manner to dismiss the complaints and disappointments of gamers as being self-righteous malcontents. But gamers are consumers, and they are entitled, at least to a functional product, especially when developers leave bold claims unfulfilled, encourage a pre-order culture, and gladly take our money. When I purchase a game, I should be purchasing a game and not a lottery ticket. A full-price title should be a full title. Developers need to realize that they are never bigger than the consumer. Just ask Ocean Marketing where that kind of thinking will lead to. Gamers are an entitled lot, but they are also fiercely loyal. They'll spend money like there's no tomorrow on the things that they love. And they are very talkative. You give us an experience to remember, and we'll take to the forums and do your advertising for you. Just can we have experiences that we want to remember? With 2015's first big releases on the horizon, we can only hope that this year we get games that work. Then we only have to worry about the games being any good or not. Well, that, and if they're riddled with microtransactions, and whether or not they're going to try and push pre-orders on us, and how many things I have to sign into before you'll let me play, and how much support they'll give the game post-launch. We are Dinoslippers USB. Please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to hear more.